Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. We all want peace and power to the women. Well done. It's great to see you all here, and it's such a brilliant action this. We've been supporting the Lakenheath protests over the years from Cambridge, and we definitely are going to continue supporting Lakenheath Alliance for Peace. That's what's needed now. Local groups, as I was talking to Angie earlier, we need to keep the momentum up. And yes, we can do it alongside with all the other campaigns that we do take part in, because they're connected. When COP26 was coming along, I was organising on the committee in Cambridge for the actions, and that's when people were making the connection between war, the pollution of weapons, the destruction that's left behind for decades, communities struggling against genetic deformities from nuclear weapons, depleted uranium. That's when people started realizing the carbon footprint of the military and the jets. So we can keep the connections and keep the actions going. Cambridge Women in Black stand for a peace vigil the first Saturday of every month for an hour. So that's been going, as the banner says, from 2002. And we're drawing in new people all the time. It's very, very important to keep these actions going. And what we had a meeting recently called Disarming Academia. Cambridge is very famous for its university and university links. We've got a Cambridge encampment supporting the actions to get the university to divest from military companies. And that work was started by Demilitarised Cambridge, a group a few years ago. So they collated all the information of our institution and their grants and their investments in the arms companies. And so by the time this terrible genocide in Gaza flared up, we were able to use that information. So it's a handing down through the generations of the students that were there before, put all this information together. Now the next generation of students have got it and they can move on. So we can't divorce what the university, the impact the university has, and the city. So the City Council became the first UK City Council to call for Stop Arming Israel and divest from Barclays. But we've got to hold them to account for that. They've made that statement back in May. We asked them in February. They didn't take it on then. By May, the pressure was so much in the city that they finally thought that this is what they should do and declared it. But by the next meeting, we need to follow up. So this is why we get a little bit exhausted and a stretch, because we can't just leave it. We can't just get that victory. We've got to follow up and make sure they actually do what they've said that they're going to do. And the Disarming Academia talk had Andy Sterling, Dr. Andrew Sterling, and his presentation is available on Cambridge Stop the War Google Drive if anybody wants it. And he was talking about the obsolescence of nuclear weapons, so the craziness of extra investment in nuclear submarines still going on when actually they're not stealth protected. They can be spotted miles away, and the next generation submarines are actually drone submarines, and they're much easier to navigate. So the governments will be investing in this more disgusting technology, and nuclear has been funded through our costs for our energy, and through so he calls it a civil military complex, not an industrial military complex, because our money is channeled into maintaining nuclear weapons. So I would recommend looking at his presentation, which is very important, because he said even people doing the research on this aren't disseminating the findings. So he's like having to stand up. So we champion all the academics that will take the brunt of being ostracized or whatever, or being called nutters, and they actually will stand up and they will say these things, and we must give them spaces to do this. So that's partly what we do in Cambridge. We will have meetings and make sure that we can continue getting the message out about this. So all the speakers have been talking about how our our services, public services worldwide, are eroded because the money is channeled off to war and militarizing, and it's also becoming an oppressive state. The police didn't need more powers. They can really treat us badly as protesters. They can kettle us from before they got extra powers. But now we are really noticing the police presence and the oppression. So well done everyone for having this camp and keeping it going, and we want to support you. And never miss a chance to stand, even in vigil, even silent vigil, to protest, because that's our right, and that's why I really believe strongly that we do that. And I organised the protests in Cambridge. So one of the things that we were saying was the public funds gets channeled off into war. So what we can do is do a little bit of chanting. So when I say hospitals, you say not a target. Schools, not a target. Okay, let's try that out. Hospitals, not a target. Schools, not a target. Ambulances, not a target. Children, not a target. Babies, not a target. Hospitals, not a target. Schools, not a target. Ambulances, not a target. Children, not a target. Babies, not a target. It breaks my heart every time I say children and babies. I find it difficult to say. So I'll be making paper cranes for peace in this gazebo in the shade, because I'm nicked a little space there. So if you want to learn how to make a paper crane, come and join me. The ones that are displayed in that gazebo were made on Tuesday. They were the names of the children that have been massacred in Gaza since October, but we can't get any more names because it's just not possible. The destruction is complete. There's very difficult to get information out. So the paper crane is supposed to be for peace. It's a symbol of hope, and it's a symbol of a promise that things would be better. And that's why we keep making the paper crane. So come join me if you can. Thank you.